What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. We got some more Plarium news here for you guys. It's a busy Friday, so stay tuned for everything in this video. First, I want to drop off some very exciting news for you guys. We were expecting this to happen maybe like a week or two ago, so it's a little bit overdue, but we finally get confirmation here from Plarium that we will be having our 2x Primal Shard event. A lot of us has been waiting for this for at least, I would say at least 2 months now. And I feel like it's a little bit overdue. Usually I don't have too many Primal Shards going into every Primal event, maybe about 30. But this time around, I think I'm sitting closer to 50, I think. So it's definitely a little bit overdue here. And I'm super excited because I'm right up against Mercy. So I will be pulling my Primal Shards for this event. And we will be getting a mythical for sure. So that's going to be really, really nice. And it will be my first mythical I ever pull from Primal Shards on any of my accounts, which is absolutely insane. So make sure you guys look out for that pull video that's going to be coming soon. So it's going to be on a Sunday, which is a bit of a obscure day for this type of event. Usually it's on Monday or it's before the weekend. So it's on Sunday, and this is important because it lasts 2 days. And if you quickly look at the calendar here, we can see how this lines up with the other events. So just opening up the Plarium Play calendar here, and if this event happens on Sunday the 1st, it will line up with the existing champion chase. So the existing champion chase we have going on in game right now, it wasn't declared early, but there's nothing particularly special about this champion chase. It's just normal rewards. You got the legendary books, you got the big rock at the 10k, and I mean, you got Plarium Play points here, so really nothing crazy going on. We do have a 2x boost happening for Sacred Shards. Now, Sacred Shards with a 2x boost is not super impactful for champion chase. There is a 10x going on for the current event as well. But keep everything in mind because we do have the 2x boost to the Primal Shards happening as well. So that means that you can basically dip into this champion chase, which is going to be really, really nice. So you can get some additional value and points for your Primal Shards. So looking forward to that on Sunday. Now, while we're at this calendar here, I do want to point out that there is actually an Anniversary Path event happening right now. And it is going to start tomorrow, but we have the information here already. You basically need to get gear, so dungeon diving, and upgrade champions, so champion training. So you're gonna get some coins and then you can use it for some goodies here. It's a hero's path, so then you can have a choice of what rewards you want. Now, obviously some of these rewards are really, really big ticket items, but it doesn't look like there's anything too special. Now, these events will probably be kind of like resource dump events. So if you guys watched my previous video, we have a big, Chaos Awakes event campaign that's going to be happening. It's going to be dropping on June 5th. So obviously these type of events, like the Anniversary Path event, this champion chase, etc., they're just events to kind of like zap you guys of your resources before a big fusion that's going to happen. Now, we don't have any official word on how great the fusion is or any of the showcase champions yet that are coming, or we don't have any information on the event dungeon yet. But just by reading the fusions kit, Thorlin Foulbeard, he looks pretty good. So I would say maybe, if you guys are on the fence about doing any of these events, maybe just sit them out because they don't look like they have any kind of crazy rewards or anything like super exclusive in them, just the regular big ticket items. So I don't think there's any kind of crazy FOMO happening. Obviously for the 2x Primal event, now that doesn't come around very often. I think most people will pull for those anyways. So if you take a look at my Primal stash here, I got 30 and I got 11 here. So I got 41 ready to go. And like I said, I'm right up against Mercy. So I'll be picking one up pretty early. And yeah, that'll be super exciting. You guys let me know in the comments below which mythical that I will be pulling. Hopefully it's not a dupe Mikage or a dupe Aphius. That would be heartbreaking for sure. And yeah, it's been almost 2 years. It's been almost 2 years since Primals were introduced. They were introduced in September of 2023. It's the end of May. It's the end of May. It will be June when I pull my first mythical from Primal Shards. It's unbelievable. Anyways, just a quick rundown on the upcoming events for the weekend. Like I said, if you guys can skip them, definitely skip them. Don't pull Sacred Shards for 2x boost. I think save these shards for the upcoming Chaos Awakes event. There's going to be lots of opportunity to spend shards, so no reason to spend them on this event here with no crazy rewards. And if you're participating in the 2x Primal event, it's an actual 2x Primal event because sometimes they don't boost the mythical rates. But in this case, they will be boosting the mythical rates to 1%. If you guys are participating, make sure you guys participate on Sunday to basically overlap with the current champion chase so you guys can get some additional goodies. But yeah, you guys should be caught up now with the weekend events. And we actually have some balance changes here for a couple of champions that I didn't think were going to happen. But I'm really hopeful that these changes will make them more viable. So let's jump into that right now. All right, guys, so we got balance changes to two champions here. One is Mountain King and one is Blind Seer. So let's go over Mountain King first here. So the rebalance of the King himself, we are aimed to bring his kit up to the speed with the current meta, both in PvP and PvE. His A1 now boosts his turn meter with an additional increase for each buff on the target. We've also added an extra turn on his A2 and expanded the list of effects his A3 ignores while introducing a cooldown reset mechanic to make it more deadlier. On top of that, Mountain King is now immune to decreased attack, block active skill debuffs. To cement his dominance, we granted him an aura, and as a finishing touch, we increased his base speed from 85 to 95. Now that's a really significant boost to Mountain King. Mountain King has been, heavily power crept, over time. He's a pretty cool, fun champion that has the highest base HP in the game. He scales off a base of HP and attack for his damage. So you can kind of check out here his A1. Used to be just attacks one enemy. Now it's going to be attacks one enemy, fills his champion's turn meter by 10%, fills by an additional 2% for each buff on a target. Now the 2% is not going to be massive, but the 10% is just, perfectly fine. Nothing crazy though. It would have been nice to see like ignore defense or something here. His A2, it used to be attack one enemy, ignore 50% of target defense. Good slam there. So now it's going to be an extra turn effect if it kills an enemy. So that gives it a little bit more, it makes it better. It makes it better for sure. It's on a 5-turn cooldown. Not fully booked, of course, but it's a lot better for sure. His A3, he goes from attack one enemy, ignore shield and block damage. So now it's going to be ignoring shield, strengthen, unkillable, ally protection, and block damage. No ignore stone skin. That would have made him much more juicier if they did that. Decrease the cooldown of the enchanted axe, which is his A2, by 2 turns if this attack kills an enemy. So whenever he kills an enemy with his A2 or A3, there is some significant benefit. His passive here, it previously just increased his attack by 50% each time this champion kills an enemy, stacks up to 100%. He's now immune to decreased attack and block active skills. Like, these are good buffs, but the thing is, it's like, he has to hit hard enough. He has to hit hard enough to benefit from these kill effects, and I don't think he hits hard enough. Like, off of whatever stats he has right now and everything like that, he just doesn't hit hard enough. I mean, you could probably kit him out to kill and hit hard, but he just doesn't hit hard enough relative to some of the crazier champions out there right now. So you definitely don't see too much use for him. Maybe as a, for a fun nuker that could be worthwhile. And now they're going to give him a 25% ally attack in all battles aura. 25% is like super, super low. I don't know why they gave him such a low one. You just give him the standard 30, But yeah, it's a big upgrade for his kit overall, but I don't think he hits hard enough. And without significant gear and investment in him, it's probably going to stay the same. But it's a nice boost overall. All right, let's jump into the second champion that just got rebalanced here. Is going to be the Blind Seer. To make Blind Seer a more viable support champion, we've enhanced all of her skills. Her A1 now decreases enemy turn meter with an 80% chance, booked up to 100%. On her A2, she will first heal all allies by 20% of her max HP before placing her buffs. Finally, her A3 has been upgraded to revive all dead allies with 50% HP and 30% turn meter, followed by a block damage buff for 1 turn, ensuring they return to the fight stronger, faster, and well protected. That's good. These are good. These are good. And then she is also one of those champions that, as a void champion, she definitely needed a lot of love. So now her A1, it goes from a triple hit, 30% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 10%. It goes to a 100% chance when fully booked of decreasing the turn meter by 10% on a triple hit. I mean, again, it's not significant, but a 100% chance of decreasing turn meter is better than a 40% chance of decreasing turn meter. So it is a little bit of a buff. Her A2 here, it's going to start with a heal first. So previously it didn't even have a heal. And then it places the block debuffs for 2 turns and then places a shield on all allies equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. So first she does a big heal and then block debuffs and a big shield. Now it's kind of nice that, it scales off of her max HP, which is good. But, oftentimes this heal is kind of just wasted sometimes. So I would say it's not a crazy buff, but gives it a little bit more value on the A2. And then her revive was buffed up a little bit here. So instead of 35% HP, when they get revived, it's now 50% HP, and they get a little bit of turn meter. They still keep the block damage on them, which is, obviously way more important. But it would have been nice to see maybe 50% turn meter and 30% HP, especially since they're coming back with block damage. Having the extra turn meter is a little bit more important than having more HP. But again, it is a buff to her revive, but it mostly just brings her up to par for like an average revive. Honestly, I think her rebalance changes here aren't significant. They aren't significant enough to make her, that much better. Previously, she was really down there. And I think with these buffs, she, becomes a bit better, but it's definitely not game changing. It's not going to force a lot of people to bring her out of the vault to use her, for example. The cooldown on the revive has been dropped a little bit, so it does make it a little bit stronger. So it went from 6 turns down to 5 turns. And then when fully booked, it'll be a 4-turn revive. I mean, that's just basically bringing it on par to some of the, full team revives champions out there. But anyway, we're still happy to see these buffs for these old champions that kind of no one really cared about for a long time. I feel overall it's not enough, but Plarium doesn't need to do buffs that basically break the game. For example, they just need to make them a little bit more viable, so that if somebody was unfortunate enough to pick up one of these champions and didn't want to use them or couldn't use them, or they weren't better than what they currently have, now they have a champion that might see some additional play. And obviously balance changes and making bad champions more viable is actually really important right now, because we really need wider, larger rosters to handle a lot of the content in the game. So having more viable champions is a good thing for sure. Regardless of how good the buffs are, it's a good thing that they're still maintaining and adding more buffs and rebalancing some of these champions. Obviously, with probably like 1,000 champions in this game right now, they could probably add more than just 2 champions a month to rebalance. Maybe they can do 5 champions a month, but maybe that's just too much ask. But yeah, overall, I think the buffs are fine, not game breaking or anything, and definitely very useful, especially as we go through things like faction wars and stuff where we need expanded rosters. This is a good thing. Anyways, that's going to be it for the champion balances. Like I said, guys, we got a 2x Primal event coming on Sunday. Make sure, mental note, Sunday. Pull during the champion chase, get some additional goodies. Make sure you guys sit on your hands over the weekend for the events, so you guys save up resources for June 5th when this whole Chaos Awakes event starts. And then we have 2 champion rebalances here to Mountain King and Blind Seer. Nothing game breaking or anything like that, but definitely worthwhile checking out if you have them in the vault. Might be useful for areas like faction wars for sure. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about everything here. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.